Max Payne, released in 2001 by the Finnish studio Remedy Entertainment, is one of those games that defined an entire era of the action genre. It wasn't just a third-person shooter, it was an atmospheric ride full of darkness, revenge, and innovations that forever marked the history of video games and, most importantly, my own memory. I will never forget the first time I played Max Payne. It was an incredible ride. Oh my god, how much I love that game. The story, the atmosphere, it's something unbelievable. To be honest, I actually played the first game later. The first one I experienced was the second part, and only afterwards did I get to this gem. But what is Max Payne, really? Max Payne is a former police officer whose life turns into a nightmare in a single night. After the brutal murder of his wife and child, Max embarks on a path of revenge that takes him deep into New York's underworld, filled with drugs, crime syndicates, and government conspiracies. The story is told in an unconventional way. Instead of classic cutscenes, the game uses comic book panels with voiceovers. This style not only felt original but also perfectly fit the noir atmosphere. The narration is dark, cynical, and full of metaphors, reminiscent of detective novels or classic noir films. And the atmosphere, imagine New York, buried in snow and drowned in darkness. It's so chilling, depressive, constantly reminding the player that Max is fighting not only against criminals but also against the demons of his past. Along with Max, you try to uncover what really happened that terrible night, who is truly behind it all, and where this journey will ultimately lead us as players. But enough about the story. The most important thing is the gameplay and the feeling of playing, and believe me, when it comes to gameplay, Max Payne has a lot to offer. The shooting feels incredibly satisfying. You can feel every pull of the trigger. But the real star of the game wasn't just the pistols or shark guns. The biggest innovation was bullet time, which completely changed the gameplay. Inspired by the movie The Matrix, this mechanic allowed you to slow down time during gunfights and dodge bullets while precisely aiming at enemies. The combination of bullet time and the so-called shoot-dodge, stylish dives to the side or forward, gave every firefight a cinematic touch that games had never seen before. The gameplay itself is intense and challenging. Max can't take many hits, so the player needs to think tactically, use the environment, slow down time at just the right moment, and carefully ration health packs, painkillers. This way, the game rewards skill and punishes recklessness. For its time, the game offered top-quality graphics. The locations looked realistic, from snowy streets, through dark warehouses, to luxurious villas of mafia bosses. The characters may seem outdated today, but in 2001 it was top of the line. A big contribution to the atmosphere also comes from the music. The dark and melancholic main theme immediately etched itself into the player's memory and perfectly emphasized the hopelessness of the story. The sound effects of the weapons were distinct and satisfying, which further highlighted the intensity of the shootouts. Max Payne became an instant hit, no surprise there, and its innovations, especially bullet time, inspired dozens of other titles. The game proved that a third-person shooter could offer not only fun gameplay, but also a strong story, stylish presentation, and an atmosphere on par with cinematic thrillers. The game's success led to two sequels, Max Payne 2, The Fall of Max Payne from 2003, which I will definitely review in the future, and Max Payne 3 from 2012, as well as a film adaptation starring Mark Wahlberg in 2008. However, the movie couldn't come close to the quality of the games. I'd even say it was a terrible movie. Max Payne is not just another action game, it's a cult experience that combined revolutionary gameplay with an unforgettable story and stylish presentation. Even more than 20 years after its release, exactly 24 years now, oh my god, has it really been that long? It still feels like yesterday when I played it for the first time. The game still has its magic and can pull players into a dark, snow-covered New York, where justice means revenge. And for me, the game is a 9 out of 10. I can only recommend this legendary title that every gamer should play.